One of the things I'll be taking on my trip is an MSR pocket rocket to deluxe stove kit, and I was very fortunate to have my son gift this item to me. So son, thank you. That was a very considerate thing for you to do, and I love you for it. It is wonderful. This is a 1.2 liter aluminum pot. The lid comes with these perforated holes here for draining liquid, and it has a little cutout right here that goes on the pot. Now that cutout is supposed to be for the handle that came with the stove kit, but as I shared with you, I won't be using that little handle because when this is full of water, in addition to the weight of the pot, which it doesn't really weigh anything, but it's the water and the fact that it's boiling water, my wrists and my hands, I just didn't feel comfortable trying to lift it up with that tiny, very tiny, slender little handle. So I purchased this, and I have provided that information for you. Now, once you use this bigger one, it does not fit into this little slot anymore. This slot was made for that smaller handle. However, one of the things you can also do is stick your spoon inside of that slot. I have a Sea to Summit titanium spoon. It does not have the perforated edge. I'm pretty happy with this choice. May not be for everybody, but this was a good choice for me. One of the things I was a little hesitant about was starting a fuel source with a regular sized lighter. It was just me. I just felt uncomfortable about it, and so I noticed that my husband had one of these, and I asked him where he got it, and he got it at Walmart with this little extender. So I practiced with his, and I decided that I really liked it a lot. It made me feel a lot more comfortable where my hand and everything wasn't so close with such a short lighter to a fuel source that was, you know, spewing fuel. This worked very well, so you may be interested in getting this. Now, back to the pocket rocket. Once this is fully extended, it just twists on top here. The pot stays on there very, very well, and it collapses down into a very small, hand-sized little stove. Do you remember when you were growing up, or maybe this didn't happen to you, but we used to go on camping trips, and even though we had a camper and it was fully loaded, we also had a tent, and when we would get to where we were going, a lot of times we would take the tent out, use our cots and things like that, and our sleeping bags. However, getting there, we were still in the camper, and my dad could always hear every rattle, every noise that was going on in the back. It drove him nuts, and he would bark about it and complain until my brother and I could figure out where the rattle was coming from and needed to put a paper towel or a cloth or something in between there to make it stop. We always thought, what's the big deal? That he was just, you know, making way too much out of it. Well, as an adult hiker and having a stove in the back of my backpack on my last trip and listening to that pocket rocket and the fuel source rattling around inside of that pot, it drove me crazy. What I did was I took a pack towel, and these pack towels, I'll talk to you more in depth about them in just a minute. This is a hand towel. It's 36 inches long. It's big. This is a hand towel, not a body towel. I took this towel and I cut it in half. And so I took that half, I took my 4-ounce canister, put it inside, took that, put it inside of my pot, kind of fanned it out a little bit. Once this was collapsed, put this inside of here, wrapped it all down, put the lid on it, put the lid inside the pouch. It doesn't make any sound. There is no sound anymore. I don't have to worry about this anymore when I'm backpacking and I'm hearing a rattle behind me every mile that I'm walking. Now, getting back to those pack towels, I purchased mine at REI. Here's the information. Now, those hand towels are a little pricey. They're $32.95 for a hand towel, but the hand towels are 36 inches long. You know, this is not a body towel. They're even larger than that. The cool thing about these towels is these are ultralight. These are made for ultralight backpackers. They also come with this loop that's on the end where you can hang them to dry. And they absorb 4 times their weight in water. They can be just thrown into the washer and dryer. There's no special care needed with these. Don't use fabric softener. And they're soft. They're really, really soft. Well, are you wondering what I'm going to do with the other half? The half that I cut off that has the loop? Well, the whole purpose of me doing that was I'm going to attach that to my backpack as a sweat rag. And so it's very soft. I've used this on a couple of different trips and I have not been disappointed. It's been a great purchase. You can't go wrong with one of these. Some of the details for the Pocket Rocket 2 Deluxe Stove Kit are: the little stove that fits in the palm of your hand weighs 2.9 ounces. The entire kit, which is inclusive of the little stove, the pot, the lid, the handle, the mesh sack, that all weighs 13.1 ounce. It does not include the 4 ounces for the fuel canister. When I showed you that the fuel canister could fit inside of the pot, it does not include the weight from that fuel canister. I was simply showing that that fuel canister would fit inside of the pot. Also, it takes 3 minutes to 3 minutes and 20 seconds for water to boil in that pot, and I timed it 3 different times. I wanted to test it to see if it would work, and sure enough, between 3 minutes and 13 seconds, that water was boiling all 3 times. I feel very comfortable that it will be reliable and consistent for me in my journey along the AT. So 2 last things. 1, son, thank you again for giving me such a useful and kind gift. I will be using it over and over and over on the trail, and every time I pull it out and use it, I will be thinking of you and remembering that you gave that to me. It's a very special gift. I appreciate your thoughtfulness. And 2, for those of you that have joined me today, thank you for taking the time to do so. I hope that you've gotten something out of this video, and if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel, I would certainly appreciate it. And send me a comment. That would be great as well. So take good care, and until the next video, I'll see you then.